Welcome to the 38 special. Hi everybody, welcome to the 38 special. I'm Michael and I'm joined with my guest, Landon
Moss.
Now, is that spelled M-O-S-S or is that
Yeah, it's like the
like
plant.
I need moss?
Yeah, like moss on a tree.
Moss on a tree. Do you have a middle name?
John, John.
Landon John Moss. Mm-hmm. That's actually a pretty badass name.
I guess it fits well. Like
It does.
It definitely.
I don't know what your name would be if
it wasn't John Moss.
If it wasn't Landon. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe.
What do you think you would be?
Like if my name wasn't Landon.
Maybe Gabe. Just play. Not Gabe.
I don't know. Maybe a Robert.
You'd be Rob?
Robert.
Do you look like a Rob?
No.
I'm going like, what do I look like?
You look like an Alex.
An
maybe.
Alex?
Maybe.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard Bryce, Alex, and some people just say I look like Mike.
Chad.
Oh God, that's because I'm wearing sunglasses right now.
Chat it up.
You
have the jewel?
Yeah, bro. No, the jewel. I threw away Julia. Julia doesn't exist anymore.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Julia.
Why?
I switched to mods and stuff. You know, it's just healthier, cheaper as well. It's mostly cheaper. That was probably what what I really cared about. Although my health, not so much. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to go, Landon. I'm ready to go. Shit's fucked.
Oh yeah, it's fucked.
You don't smoke or do anything like that.
No, I haven't, dude. I haven't smoked in like it's almost 5 years.
Now, do you think the reason why you don't smoke or smoke pot or anything like that is because you're a boxer?
Not necessarily. That's like 90%. 10% is because I just quit, and I don't know. After around 2016, I just kind of decided to say, I just think there's no need for me. I've smoked so much fucking weed. I started 7th grade, end of my 7th grade, all the way through like my junior year of high school. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, I feel brain dead every time I smoke. I just like, I feel like I just don't have brain cells. That's why I thought. So I was like, you know what? Probably for the best. I'm going to quit.
See, I don't smoke weed really anymore because it makes me so fucking tired. I just don't have energy. Like, and people want to like smoke with me all the time. I don't know why, but people hit me up. You ever have people, oh, yo, let's chill, let's smoke. And I'm like, yeah. I'm not that fun to smoke with, but everybody wants to keep smoking with me. I just sit there and they're like, yo, we should go to the beach. And I'm just like, no, I'm tired. Like, I need to go to bed. Like, I'm trying to wear this high off so I can drive home. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I've never been a mobile stoner. I've always been sit on the couch, smoke a blunt, hit my pen, whatever, and then fucking pass the fuck out watching SpongeBob or some shit.
That's how usually it was
like
for me.
Chappelle's show.
Chappelle's pretty funny.
I fucking love watching Chappelle's show. It's on Netflix now. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, it's on fucking Netflix, and it's got everything. It's got all the content.
All the content.
The content. It's got nude. It's got everything. Yeah. I think it was like his first or second episode. He showed a titty. He showed titties on the second episode.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Just to show like everybody that like it's him running the show and that. Nobody else is controlling it.
That's crazy.
He just doesn't give a fuck. That's great. I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast.
It's good. It's
now,
a good night.
If you were to start a TV show, what would it be?
What would the name be?
What would it be? Yeah, what would the name be, and what would the topic be? Like, what would it be about? Would it be a comedy? Would it be a drama or anything like that? Do you have anything aspiring like that in the back of your big head?
No, but I could probably think it off the bat. Like, the name would probably be, it'd be a reality show. It'd be some like fucking corny like a family type of show, like walk-in, like, hey, like the wife's in the kitchen, the dad's coming home from work, the kids are running down the stairs,
just throwing beer cans.
The dog's fucking the dog's sitting there barking or doing some stupid shit, doing backflips. I don't know.
So kind of like the Andy Griffith Show in a way.
Yeah, sort of.
But just a family-based show.
Yeah, Fort Myers version. So
Myers version?
it would be pretty over 18 show. It'd be like,
oh yeah,
it'd be how all
like
this.
Jersey Shore type of reality, or like
No, not like where it's like, oh, let's go to a club and let's bring home a fucking girl over, and then you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
like I don't know, like Jersey Shore is kind of overrated.
or like Keeping Up with the Kardashians type.
Yeah, like that, but instead it's gonna be
Normal people.
yeah, and it's gonna be not under. It's gonna be over 18. It's gonna be like definitely like
You can have Ray J in there because that's over 18.
yeah, definitely. Add some. Well, if Jake's in here, it's definitely over 18.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about this before. Jake and I, that this whole house could be a reality TV show. Well,
Yeah, it could.
It wouldn't be that exciting at times, but we got a couple episodes in there that are wild, especially with Jake's penis everywhere.
Walking around everywhere.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. When I moved in here, I was just like, I'm moving in. This is great. This is gonna be fun. I'm like, we're gonna have fun. It's mainly consisted of Jake waving his penis around and trying to put it on us. Yeah, which is also funny, but very uncomfortable at times. But I just run away and lock my door. Like a little kid. Just run. Because you can't control that thing, man. It just fucking is everywhere, man.
Yeah, it's like
It's like you can hear him coming, like,
just
just running down the hallway. It's crazy.
fact.
Yeah, we had a couple Nerf wars. Those were fun.
Really?
Although, yeah, Zach and I completely stomped the fuck out of Jake and Mackenzie.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They got fucking robbed. Like, we were... Zach and I started off down here or whatever. Zach and I just didn't even come up with plans or anything like that. We were just bang, boom, headshots fucking everywhere. Mackenzie, a motherfucking cheater, bro. She cheated so much. She would say, "Oh, you didn't hit me." I'm like, "Bitch, I just thought I hit you in the forehead." I'm like, and then she just like goes and she barrel stuffs you with the fucking sniper around the corner. Yeah,
But you guys have a bunch of guns?
yeah, we got a bunch of fucking Nerf guns. That's just one of them. You should see the 50 cal.
Dude, we should do.
The fucking what?
When they come to the door, you should like text them like, "Hey, when you guys are like 5 minutes from here,
Mm-hmm.
you just sit and wait and just fucking shoot, just
I'll
aim
sit
at the
here
door."
just like this. He's gonna walk in. I'm just gonna
Yep.
give him a nice falcon punch to the face.
Shoots me on accident.
Oh,
That'd be fucked.
ricochet. But yeah.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
What was dude, it's supposed to be like 30 next week.
What?
It's supposed to be like 30, the weather.
30 degrees
30 to 40, yeah, it's supposed to be cold as fuck next week.
in fucking Florida?
Yeah.
Nah, dude.
I swear to God.
Fake news. No.
It's probably not gonna be 30 because weather is bullshit.
It's gonna be
sometimes.
like 60 degrees, maybe.
No, it's gonna
There's
be
no
50.
fucking way.
It'll probably
30.
be 50.
That's still
It's
a
been
stretch.
fucking cold in Fort Myers before.
Yeah, I
been
know.
50.
Like, yeah, but it hasn't been 50 in fucking forever,
If
man.
it's 30 or 40, that's gonna be fucking great. It's gonna be
When
so
I was
cold.
like 10 years old, it was the coldest in Florida that had ever been for me. And I woke, like, we opened up all the windows because we were broke. So we were trying to save money on electricity.
Yeah.
Opened up all the fucking windows and everything. I remember it was so hot that night. And then in the morning when I woke up, I was wrapped up in my comforter, like just wrapped up like a fucking burrito. And then I go to go put my hand outside of the comforter, and it's my fucking bed sheet is ice fucking cold. And I also lived on the water at the time in Cape Coral,
Yeah.
and it was just so fucking cold, man. Like I didn't get up. Like I was sitting there, I was like, I really gotta pee, but it's cold as balls. I'm like, guess I'm pissing the bed. Like,
Fuck, it'll keep you warm, I guess.
oh yeah. Well, for a time being, yeah. Then it's gonna get cold, and then your pee will freeze, and yeah, it's no bueno. But yeah,
Rough
that's
night.
the coldest it's been for me ever. Like, and it hasn't been that cold in a long time.
Yeah, it's Florida's weird, dude.
Do you know when
Bipolar
it's supposed to hit?
Next week,
Yikes.
like Wednesday, I think.
That's not pog.
Nope, it's not. But you know, it's better than being fucking hot because it's been
True,
Not a lot.
true.
like most of this year it's been super hot. Which
It's gonna be nice for work.
yeah, it is. I don't know. I'm used to being hot, so I really don't care. But it's definitely nice once in a while to be a little chilly and
Yeah.
have some hot chocolate.
God, I fucking hate hot chocolate.
No, I do too.
Gives me a stomach ache.
It's gross.
Some hot chocolate. What was that one? Where's that from? Chocolate. Is that from SpongeBob?
Yeah, where the
Yeah,
guys
chocolate.
screaming chocolate.
Chocolate. I thought it was the grandma or whatever.
Yeah,
a
she's like
fucking weird-
chocolate.
Chocolate.
And she's like trying to she has like the sun or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
fucking washing her back with chocolate.
God, that's such a disgusting episode as well.
Dude, you remember that one show? What the fuck was it? It was like these puppets.
The Muppets?
It was like they were kind of like Muppets, but they're puppets, and it was it was like Nickelodeon. It was a long ass time ago. Mr. Meaty.
Mr. Meaty. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dude, that show gave me fucking nightmares as a kid.
Mr. Meaty.
It was so weird.
I gotta look this up. I gotta find this. This would be the part in the podcast where I put it up on the screen. Mr. Meaty.
You're gonna probably know exactly what it is when you see it.
Oh yeah, dude. They were so fucking weird. Those
was
two
whack.
fucking guys, man. They were disgusting.
I thought it was funny, but it was weird.
It was funny,
out.
but it was like it gave me like anxiety watching it. You know?
Yeah, no, it
like,
did. It definitely. Well, because when you're a kid, it's like, fuck, is this? What am I watching?
Yeah, man. It was just Ooh, I remember them like picking their boogers and shit like that, and like spitting.
There was this one where like he was like a vampire. Like there was a vampire.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and he gets bit, and then he
God.
like when he gets sucked, like he literally like his whole body just like crumbles. I'm like, dude. I was like, what? You're showing this to like 5-year-olds watching this?
I should watch that my next acid trip.
That's probably not the best thing to watch.
Dude, it'll probably be like, oh god, what the fuck? It'll probably make me cringe. I do that a lot because there's a lot of when I trip. Sometimes I'll just trip at the house and just chill, watch movies or something.
Yeah.
But I'll put on something like gory or something like that. And
Jesus.
because it's fun. Because it's fun. It's like, oh god, that's fucking nasty. Like putting on Saw, like watching Saw on acid. It's just like, ooh, my eyes. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's so fucked. But it's fun. It's fun for me because I don't really like get bad trips or anything like that. So
I remember when Danny first started doing acid, and me and Mikey were at his house.
How old were you guys when that happened?
I think I was 15.
Yeah,
he was like, I don't know. So he'd be 17. So he was on acid with his girlfriend. I think his girlfriend was like downstairs and he was upstairs. And Danny's like, I want you to play Outlast. So we put the first Outlast on. We were playing on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
And he got in. We turned off all the lights. And he's watching for like 10 minutes. He's like, dude, I want you to turn this off. He's like, I was like, what? You told me? He's like, I want you to fucking turn this off right now. I was like, all right, we're not playing Outlast anymore. It's cool.
Oh,
he was like
man.
freaking out. It was like because he saw like the guy running at him. He's
Uh-huh.
like he said he's like running him through the screen. Like the guy was like out of the screen running at him.
I've never had out of screen like experiences like that. I don't know. He must have been tripping pretty hard.
Yeah, he
like,
took like I think he took like 2-3 tabs. I don't know.
Holy shit! That was his first time.
No, that was his
Oh,
first
that was
couple
when he.
times.
Oh, first couple times.
Yeah, when he was like
Ooh,
getting
that's-
into it.
Yeah, that's extensive.
Yeah, when
2-3 tabs.
when I was,
paint-
when me and Mike used to smoke weed all the time, we would just come over like baked and just like sit like watch him and his girlfriend trip balls
Nice.
like all night. We just sit. I just stayed over because I'd fuck it. I'm gonna be there all night.
How did Feepsters handle the acid?
She when I remember when she first did it, she did it first. I don't know. I don't remember. I remember me and Mike went to go pick up weed and we're driving and then she calls us and she's like, I'm on a pirate ship. I need you guys to come back right fucking. Like she was like freaking out and we're like, all right. So
She's on a pirate ship.
yeah, she said that. She said she's on a pirate ship. So we flipped around and she was there and she's literally puking in this bucket in Danny's room and then. Danny was on the fucking first floor looking at the carpet, thinking the carpet was dancing. He was just laughing at the carpet when we walked in.
God.
It was such a trip, dude. It was like being like a loony bin. It was fucking great.
Dude, that's like, I don't know. I've never had an experience like that. I've had shit things. You remember that one? I think it was my first time dropping acid, right?
Yeah.
You remember when you brought us to the pool and then you left? That's a dude. You remember that?
Why did I leave?
I don't know. You were just like, I don't want to be here anymore. And we were like, oh well, let's go back to the house. She's like, no, I'll just pick you guys up later.
Oh yeah. I remember
we got so fucking sunburnt, dude.
Yeah, I remember that. You guys were in the pool, and I said I'm leaving, and you're like, why? I was like, actually, in reality, I had to leave, but I didn't want Danny to give me shit for it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go, and Danny's like, well, I was like, I'll be right back. I did come back.
Yeah, a very
Hours
long-
later.
Yeah, hours later.
I don't know why you guys could have fucking left.
We didn't know there was no clock, no time. Both of our phones were overheated from the sun, sitting out in the sun, so we couldn't check the time. And then we couldn't tell whether we were burnt or not. And then some guy was sitting in the hot tub, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And we go up to him and like, hey, do we look burnt? And he's just like, no. And we were fucking burnt like crazy. We were like, I don't know, man. We've been out here for a long time. I'm like, I can't really tell. So we fucking walked back barefoot, walked back because we didn't have our shoes. I'm pretty sure they were in the car, or we just left them at the house when we went there. Walked back barefoot. The fucking sun was boiling our fucking feet. Like, oh man, it was so fucking rough. And we were like, God damn it, Landon. Because you know, on acid, on psychedelics, you can't really feel pain like that.
Yeah.
But like when you start feeling pain, that's when things are getting bad, like really bad.
Yeah.
Like I remember, for example, I don't mean to talk too much, but for example, when I was tripping on mushrooms in Miami with Jose and Tyler and Danny and that one chick, fucking, I was wearing those in between sandals, the sandals that go in between your two toes.
Oh yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that this was supposed to be on the beach, right? No, it's not on the beach. Danny says it's 5 minutes away from the Airbnb. So we start walking. Boom, 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 boom. Start walking. And I'm like, hey, Danny, like, how far is it? He's like, oh, it's just right up here. So we're like, all right, cool, whatever. And I'm walking in these sandals. And they're not the best sandals. So we continue walking. 30 minutes later, I'm like, hey, Danny, where is this thing? He's like, oh, it's just right up here. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, yeah, we've been walking for about 45 minutes. And another 35 minutes later, my feet are starting to hurt. I can feel it. Like just it rubbing against the in-between of my toes. Mm. And I'm like, hey, Danny, where is this thing? Like, what's going on? And he's just like, it's up here, man. You just gotta just go with it, man. Just go. And I'm just like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'm like, and him and Tyler are fucking speed walking, like walking with haste. Like they're speed walking, man.
Yeah.
And Jose, me, and the girl were trying to keep up and walk and stuff, and they're just fucking going farther and farther. We're like, I'm like, yo, like fucking slow down. Like he's just like, oh, you guys need to keep up. I'm like, you guys are tripping on like MDMA and shrooms and shit. I'm like, you guys are just hopping away, you know, like you got to hold up for us. He's like, oh, sorry, big boy, da 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 da. So then about 30 minutes later, I feel this slight cooling sensation around my toes. Mm-hmm. Turns out that my sandal was filling up with blood from blisters that were developing that went into sores, and because it was rubbing in between my toes. So I go and I look down because I feel the sensation. I thought I stepped in a puddle. Mm-hmm. No, my slipper is filling up with blood because I'm gushing blood out of my toes. I'm like, all right, this is bad. So I catch up to Danny. I'm like, hey, Danny, I'm like, where is this thing, man? Like where the fuck is it? And he's like, oh, it's, you know it's a hard walk, buddy, you know, da 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 da, but it's right around the corner. We're gonna get there when we get there. And I was just like, Danny, my feet, my toes are literally bleeding. He's like, no, I understand. I said, Danny, my toes are bleeding. And he goes and he looks at me, he goes, huh? And I'm like, Danny, I know Danny's not good with blood, not on shrooms or psychedelics at all.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, fuck it. Danny, look at my feet. And so all he sees is just my foot covered in blood and my sandal full of blood. He's like, oh, got Mikey, that's not good. And I'm just like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I've been trying to figure out how the fuck far we were walking. And I'm like, would have said something sooner, but I can't tell whether it hurts or not. So I'm gonna need you to figure out how fucking far we are from the damn fucking concert. And he's just like, all right. Well, can you walk? I'm like, yeah, I've been walking. I'm like, but I'm gonna need some new shoes or something. And so we go and we're walking or whatever. And I'm just like, you know what? There's got to be a fucking CVS somewhere. And we're down the Miami Strip, you know, parties, clubs, everything. Fine ass girls walking by, rich ass people. I got bloody sandals on, a fucking tank top, and gym shorts. I look like a fucking spud out there. I look retarded. Which at the time I didn't really care. But I was just like, yeah, I'm probably going to get a fucking infection in between my toes right now. And I'm like, I need to find a place that has like some sort of store. Yeah. And then right there, it like maybe like 5 minutes down the road, right there, a fucking CVS. Out of nowhere. It looked like heaven. It looked like just my savior. I go and I ditch all of them. I just start walking. Boom, look both ways. Jag walked to the fucking CVS. I go walking to the CVS. Somehow they ended up behind me. I think they ran after me or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking came in right behind me, whatever. They're all like standing around, like looking at me, like just like they're fucking tripping balls, and they're all just standing around, whatever. And I'm like looking for the shit, and he's just Danny's like, oh, how about over here? I'm like, Danny, this is makeup section, and it's not gonna be over here, buddy. He's just like, oh, I tried. And I'm just like, you're fucking retarded.
I tried.
So I go and I walk over and I find the beach aisle. I'm like, okay, there's got to be sandals over here. So boom, boom, boom. I go and I'm looking at all the sandals, and they're all feminine. They're all female-looking sandals, like very fucking like legit. Not a damn one pair of black slippers. It's all like pink, brown, brown with pink and flowers and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? So I'm going to look and fucking Tyler comes over right next to me. He goes, oh, how about these, bro? It's a fucking princess slippers. he's like, yo, these are dope. Why don't you get the? I'm like, Tyler, I'm not fucking wearing
Tyler's
those,
such
dude.
a troll.
I know, he's such a dickhead. So I go, I'm like, and I'm tripping. So like, my, everything I'm seeing is distorted. So I can't tell what looks, So I grab a brown pair that's got like, it looked like it had pink on it at the time, but it was like pink lining around it.
Yeah.
It was actually orange. And I grabbed a pair. I go up to the counter. I'm like, here you go, man. He's just like, is that all? I'm like, yep, that's it. So as I'm waiting there for, so he's just like, oh, he looks at it. He goes, oh, there's no price tag on this. And I'm just like, okay, what do you want me to do? Like, he's just like, oh, you need to get one with a price tag. And I was just like, all right, okay, whatever. I fucking work here now. All right. So I go and I walk my happy ass back over there. I'm looking. I'm like, I'm like, hey, man. I'm yelling because I could see them standing at the counter, right? And then I can see the guy in the same aisle. And I'm like, hey, man, none of them have price tags. He's just like, no, they have price tags. And I'm looking, picking up each end of a one. Boop, 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 boop. Fucking looking at them. And I'm like, no, there's no price tags. I'm like, why don't you find me one? He goes, fucking comes around the counter, whatever. I go walk up to the counter because I'm not going to sit there with his ass. Walk up to the counter. I'm waiting. Danny's going like this, stretching at his face and whatnot. And then as we're waiting for the guy to find a price tag, this fucking punk rock group comes in, and they've got fucking like studs and shit, just real gothic fucking screamo looking band, and they're all speaking a different language. The one guy has a dreadlock ponytail that probably goes up about 2 feet.
Jesus.
Dude, it was fucking whack. And then they got some fine ass girls with them too, and I was just like, what the fuck? And Danny looks at me, he's like, yo, you see that, right? And I'm just like, yeah, I see that, dude. I see it. And it was just so uncomfortable just because they were just like looking at us and speaking a different language. They were like, and I'm just like, all right, I need to get the fuck out of here. So the guy goes, he brings by the same princess slippers that Tyler pointed out. And I'm just like, I don't want those. And he's just like, what do you mean? And I'm just like, I want those. He's just like, well, it doesn't have a price tag. I'm like, that's not my problem. It's on the shelf. Like, just bring up that one. Give me that one. Like, let's go. My toes are bleeding, dude. I'm fucking pissed. So I go, put on the sandals. We walk out. And we instantly take a right. I don't know why we all took a right, but we actually ended up getting there somehow. But, so I'm still holding these bloody ass sandals, and my toes are still bleeding. But I'm holding these bloody ass sandals. And Tyler's like, what are you going to do with those? And I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. He's just like, oh, why don't you just toss them somewhere? And I was just like, well, where? Like, where? He's like, oh, how about right there? It's like a little indention with the wall with a little slab. He's just like, oh, toss them right there. Boom. He's like, oh, you just made some homeless guy's day. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe the bright side of it I did. He's like, yeah, bro. He's going to be like, yeah, oh, sweet, some sandals, dude. And he's going to put them on. He's going to be like, damn, these some shitty-ass sandals. And I just fucking died. And then we finally get there. And the girl that was with us, Yasmin, left her ID at the Airbnb.
What the fuck?
So here I am thinking that we're not going to be able to get in. And it's not a beachfront thing. It's a fucking concert. There's a security guard standing in an alleyway. So we go up and Danny has to tip him $40 to get her in. So we finally get there. There's a girl standing at a podium that's on fake grass, right? And she checks our tickets. Go, get in. We're walking down this alley, and there's just like picnic tables in the back, like rest areas almost. But there's no doors open or anything like that. There's one door. There's actually two doors. They're double doors, and they're like warehouse, big, thick ass fucking doors. And when you hear a, coming from the building.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and the doors, they say do not enter. And I'm like, Danny, like, where is this thing? He's just like, I don't know, man. Maybe we got to wait here. I was like, I'm not waiting here. So I go and I open up the fucking doors, walk in. It's all red. There's foliage real low from the ceiling. Like your head would be covered in foliage. Like you would have to duck down to get under everything. Yeah, dude. It was so fucking low. And it's a fucking Spanish nightclub.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, what the flying fuck is going on? Danny walking in, he's on the, Danny, he's fucking, he's like, he goes, he looks at me, he's like so close to my face, right? He's like, he goes, he's dancing, right? I'm Danny, and this is me. And he goes, whoa, this is intimate. And he's dancing and stuff. And then fucking Jose's like, just bobbing his head, chicken style. And Tyler's just like, hitting the vape. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then Yasmin, she's sitting there like this, totally uncomfortable. You can tell. This is her first time on any sort of psychedelic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Very. I don't know why Danny thought it'd be a good idea to put her on that, but she held up pretty well. So I'm sitting there, boom, not even 20 seconds there. I'm looking around. People are stepping on each other. People are stepping on each other's shoes, and they're spilling drinks and shit. People are sweating, and I go and I'm like looking at my foot. I'm like, nah, this isn't a good idea. I fucking walked that. I told Danny, I'm like, hey, Danny, not my scene. I just yelled it to him. He's like, okay, buddy. I'm like, I'm going to go outside. So I go sit outside. Sitting there about 5 minutes, just chilling on my phone, just try to like take in everything that happened that night. Because we walked for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it fucking blew chunks.
Yeah, that does blow.
Yeah.
Because you literally wasted your time.
And that same punk rock band that was at the CVS walks through the alley, sits next to me. They're all doing blow. They're all doing some type of drug. They're snorting it, whatever. And the guy's like, hey, he's talking to me and shit. And I'm just like, hey, man, what's up? He's like, oh, are you here for the party? And I'm just like, yeah. And he's just like, oh, what's going on with your feet? I'm like, it's a long story. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, you want a bump? And I'm like, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. And then the girl, one of the girls, she doesn't speak any English, just sitting next to me or whatever. And she's just like looking at me like this. Just like that. And I'm just like I can see her out of the corner of my eye. And I'm just like, all right, text. I'm like, I text Daddy. I'm like, yo, I'm outside behind the door. Because you got to keep in touch, so he doesn't think I fucking walked off or whatever. Yeah. But so I was just keeping in touch, told him. I was like, I'm right behind the door, like sitting at the picnic table. So about 20 minutes comes by, and Daniel, everybody else comes out, and they sit next to me. The punk rock group ended up going in. And he's just like, oh, you doing okay, buddy? And I'm like, yeah, man. It's just like, I'm defeated. And he's like, yeah, I can tell. And I'm just like, my fucking toes bleeding. People are stepping at each other. I'm probably going to get an infection if I go in there and stay in there. And yeah. And he's just like, no, I understand, buddy. I'm like, hey, I'm probably going to catch a Uber back to the house. And he was like, yeah, man. So I ordered the Uber. Uber gets there in like 10 minutes. And I'm walking, and then next thing you know, Yasmin's coming up following behind me. I guess it wasn't her scene either. Go, ride back to the Airbnb. Our Uber driver's so fucking cool. Some Haitian guy. Awesome dude. Great dude.
Usually.
Yeah, he was great. He was telling us about his kids and stuff like that, and boom, boom, boom. And it literally was like a 10-minute drive, but an hour and a half walk. What the fuck? And we get back to the Airbnb. I got showered. I cleaned my toe. She got showered, cleaned the toe, sat in bed, cuddled, and just watched a fucking movie. That's it. And it was great.
That was great.
Yeah. But that was a shitty ass trip, man. Dude, I was so pissed.
He asked me to go that night too.
Yeah.
He wanted me to come. I said, nah, man. I'm not gonna be doing psychedelics.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm not going to fucking Miami to go to some concert.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever done psychedelics?
No, I haven't.
You never done acid or mushrooms, anything like that?
I tried a mushroom like I was like a sophomore, and I think literally it did like this like the effects where like you're staring at, like one of those screens that do the illusion, and you look away and does like this.
Yeah.
I took like 2 of those, and that's what it's doing.
Oh, so not a trip.
Nah, it was just like stuff moving. It wasn't even like it wasn't even good. It was like potent or anything. I don't know. I was like, I never just really fucked with psychedelics. I was mostly just all I did was smoke weed all the time. That's all I did.
Yeah, I can never really smoke weed. I think we've been on this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, it sounds like a shitty night.
It was definitely an experience. I mean, I like to take the good, take the good out of the bad, experiences and stuff. Like,
Dude, I was so pissed. I remember Danny like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had to work. It was like around December, and he hit me up like 2 days before. I was like, bro, I'm going to a fucking Tyler the Creator concert. I was like, dude, that guy's my fucking idol. I've been listening to him since I was like, he came out. And he's like, dude, I'm going to go in Tampa. Do you want to come with? I was like, fuck yeah. So the weekend prior, I was like, all right, I got to call off. And it was like a Saturday. And I was like, all right, so who wants to cover my shift? Everyone just said no. Like,
oh, really?
No one wanted to cover my shift. So I was like, dude, what the fuck do I do? I was like, I can't quit my job because I got to pay my fucking insurance. I was like, you know what? I guess I'm not going. And I kind of like sat. I actually had a tear to my eye. I was like, dude, I've yet to ever see him like live.
Why didn't you take it off ahead of time? Or did Danny tell you last minute?
He told me like literally a few days before. I was like, dude, if you would have told me like a week before, man, I would have went. And it sucked because I used to listen to him back in middle school, and I was like, dude, that's a guy like I would definitely want to see at the concert. And he sent me a video, and it looked so much fucking fun.
I know he was shooting me videos too.
I was so pissed. I was like, I literally quit my job like the month later. I was like, dude, I can't fucking work here anymore. Yeah. Not even because of that. It's just that job sucked. They slaved me super hard.
Where was that at?
Mel's Diner.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You were working at the Slave Factory.
That place fucking sucks. Don't ever work there if you're hearing this podcast.
No. Yeah.
Restaurant. That's like your like servers, like women, they're like 40s and shit. They have to do that. That's like their living is being a server because they're good at it. But you can be good at a server. It's just it doesn't get you anywhere. Like it definitely gets you money, but it doesn't get you anywhere in a career wise if you want a career.
Yeah, I think the same thing as well. And that's what makes me really curious about, like Jake, Zach, and Mackenzie, my roommates, your friends, my friends, etc. But that's what makes me really confused is like how does Jake tells me all the time, yo, you should just quit Amazon and be a server. I'm like, what? I'm like, why would I do that? And he's just like, oh, it's more money. I'm like, yeah, it's more money, but dude, like, how am I going to build a career? How am I going to, feed a family? I'm going to have to work the rest of my life if I become a server. Like, there's no moving up from there. And he's like, oh, well, you could take that money, invest it. I'm like, not everybody makes it like that, man.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't make sense. I would want to be a server as a part-time job.
You could do it if you want to get a second job, you could do it.
Yeah, I would do it as a part-time job. But the thing is with my hours with Amazon is, like, sometimes I don't get home till, like, 7 o'clock, 7:30. Speaking of that, I'm still getting paid as we speak.
Really?
Yeah, I did 2 rescues today, and I finished my route early. And I get extra bonuses for finishing early, like depending on the size of the route, finishing early, and then I get 30 minutes added on to my clock out time every rescue I do, and I did 2 rescues today. And that's when you go and you pick up a bag from another driver.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm still getting paid right now. It feels good.
That's good.
But yeah, I don't think I could ever be a server. Plus, I fucking hate people, man. As
much
as
people are
a
assholes.
I am. Yeah, they are.
They'll usually either be nice to you half the time or be an asshole, but it's mostly could be an asshole because they're gonna complain or I want this faster or fucking whatever. They're like, hey, where's my food at? It'll be like 10 or 20 minutes. Like, dude, like I'm the fucking server. I want the fucking cook. You know. So
and that's the thing though, is like Mel's Diner. Like, why would you go to Mel's Diner and bitch about Mel's Diner? Because it's fucking Mel's Diner, man. It's like the food there honestly isn't that good.
no, it's dog shit.
Yeah,
People praise it because like it's mostly 90% old people that go there.
Oh yeah.
And like 10% is like families and shit. But the food there is horse shit. Like I've eaten there like twice, and it fucking sucks. Like every time, it never caught my eye. Like anything never caught my eye on the menu. Like I just got something. I was like, this sucks.
I think Mel's Diner is keeping the old people alive.
Absolutely,
It's full of preservatives. I mean, no wonder they're not fucking dying.
It's like a historical type of restaurant because they have like baseball and like all those old shit cars and all that. So it like really catches like an old person's eye.
Take me back to the 50s or 40s.
Yeah, they'll put all the classic music. That shit drove me crazy. Listening to the same music every day.
I do think Mel's Diner will go out of business at some point.
No, yeah, well, a lot of them have, but they're fucking everywhere, dude.
Yeah, they're everywhere, but that's just a lot more they gotta liquidate.
Yeah, they're fucking. I don't know, man.
Unless they get with the times. I'm telling you, man. Once those old people are out, dude, like there's nobody else that's really gonna celebrate them. This new generation doesn't want that. We want nightclubs.
Yeah, it's true. Some Mel's Diner actually went out of business near St. Carlos. They turned like a 41 Diner or whatever.
41 Diner.
Same shit. There's gonna be diners regardless anywhere.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. That's over by yeah, I know exactly where that's at. It's over by the Mercedes dealership or Jaguar dealership.
Yeah. 41 Diner. Like diners are gonna be around regardless for probably now.
Yeah.
But maybe in the future, maybe not. But there's always gonna be, because people like fucking breakfast and shit. So you gotta think like that. But it's not just old people that like that old type of shit either. Some I know some young
hipsters. Yeah, they like that. Let's go to Mel.
Yeah.
Right.
There's been some fucking. I remember I worked on Thanksgiving. That sucked. It was like a double. And I wanted to fucking. I had a host because I couldn't serve. I literally had a host the whole night. And I literally wanted to kill myself because it's literally just people are coming like constantly, like 10 through like 10.
Really?
12 hours just standing in the same spot. Just. Yep, 1 second, get your name down. Oh, yep, come on. You know, like doing that for 12 hours. And I was like, after after Thanksgiving and then working on like Christmas Eve and then working like holidays and shit, I was like, nah, dude, I gotta quit this job. There's no way they're gonna put me on Thanksgiving. It was stupid, dude. I'd rather do that than fucking go work at fucking McDonald's. I'm not saying anything to Tyler, but dude, I wish the best for Tyler.
I don't see how he's gonna I don't know what his next step is. He doesn't have his license yet. I was trying really hard to get him his license so I can get him a job at Charger, the water treatment place, so he could just drive, you know? That's all he would have to do. Drive. He can watch YouTube videos and Netflix while he drives. He gives a fuck.
Maybe he just didn't want to, I don't know. It was his decision. It's like he's in a tough spot because his mom makes him pay for like half the rent.
Oh, really?
And that's just expensive, what he told me. And then he pays for like his sister's insurance too. So he's paying for pretty much everything from what I heard from his side of the story. Mm-hmm. And so he's kind of like tight on money. Like
how much does he make?
Like
hourly.
I think he makes like 11 or 12, something.
That's
like that.
Actually not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad, especially for McDonald's. It's not bad.
But it's like, dude, fucking fast food, man. I don't know how he's been doing it for like almost 2 years. I don't know how he's still doing it.
He's a cook, man. I mean, it's just like, and plus he's not at a really, really busy McDonald's though.
No, he's at
that McDonald's over there doesn't get as busy as like the one over here, right next to the Wawa.
Yeah.
Right over there. That one gets fucking slammed. The one in Lehigh, or not in Lehigh, but towards 40, on 41.
Yeah.
In Cleveland. That one gets super fucking slammed. Every time I've been there, I mean, the max I've seen is like 3-4 overflow at that one. But fucking the one over here, dude, it fucking wraps around the building. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I got out of fast food. I'm glad I got out of that customer service bullshit. Like, I mean, Amazon, you still have to do a little bit of customer service, but I don't have to talk to anybody all day. I do my route, I make a phone call. I'm like, hey, can I save something? Can I rescue somebody? And they're like, there's nobody really to rescue. I'm like, all right, I'll come in. Boom. Drive 40 minutes to the gas station, get gas, go to the fucking warehouse. I go, hey, and they're like, how'd the route go? And I'm just like, it was okay. And then they're like, all right, cool. Scan your thing. Boom. I sign out. I fucking go home. I don't have to talk to anybody all day. And it's brilliant.
It's nice.
It is nice. And I get bonuses. I get hella good shit. Although I would love to be a millionaire right now. That'd be great. I'd love to be Jeff Bezos, whatever his name
I
is.
want to be Dan Bilzerian.
He's
I say his last name?
Bazillion. Oh, Bezo or Bezo?
No, Dan. He's like Dan. Her name's Dan Bilzerian. I think that's his name. Have you ever seen that guy?
No.
Dude, that guy is a fucking. The way he came up, like him now, he kind of looks like a douche.
Yeah.
How he poses with his money, like he has every time he's hanging out with girls, it's literally like 20 girls just nude.
Really?
He's like a playboy.
Oh, great.
His come up of how he made all this money. So he was in the military and he was like dirt poor when he came out. So he's really good at poker. So when he got out of the military, he started playing poker and he started playing for tournaments and he was winning like fucking like jackpots for over like 60 grand starting. Like he won his first time he played poker, he went to a casino and he played like 60. He got like 60 grand one night. He's like, all right. So he's like, I'm just gonna keep playing, and he literally walked out with like I think like 300K like that night.
Holy
so he's
fuck.
like, all right, he went the next night and he made literally almost like five. Like he was just stacking money and he's winning. Like he never lost. Like he just won all the time, and then literally somehow did it. He just became a fucking millionaire, and now he owns his own like enterprise. He's fucking crazy, dude.
Dude, that's insane.
Driving fucking cars.
Makes me want to gamble.
Flying jets everywhere, going out of the country constantly, boats, fucking yachts. He has it all. He's literally like fucking Mayweather. You see how Mayweather lives? That's literally how he lives.
Fuck me.
Off of fucking poker, off of playing cards. Imagine that. That's why people play poker, because
they want to be like him.
Well,
they want to be fucking rich. Of
yeah,
course.
but usually they get in this hole where they make a lot of money and then they fucking lose it all, and then they lose and they keep losing. You know what I mean? So when you win a big hand, time for you to fuck off and maybe go into the next day if you really think like it's hard, man. People count cards, which is fucking cheating.
Yeah, that's blackjack.
Yeah, people do that.
20,
I think that's
21.
what I think he was winning off Texas Hold'em. I think
Counting cards. Oh, well, that would make sense. Yeah, if he was counting cards. But the only thing is like there's no way of knowing like what hands. I mean, that's a lot of odds and stuff you have to put together. That's almost like you couldn't put that on a computer and get correct info.
No. It's just lucky, being lucky.
Yeah, damn, fuck me. I wish I was that lucky. I'd like to hit a scratch off. I don't play scratch off, but I would like for my grandmother to hit a scratch off. That'd be dope.
Dude, if I ever won the fucking lottery, man, the first thing I'd buy is a fucking huge ass house. No, I wouldn't buy a huge house because that's a bad investment. I'd probably buy a nice, maybe a decent size house, maybe like a 200 grand. Like it depends how much I want. If I want over 100 mil, I'm buying at least a $500,000 house.
Mm-hmm.
But people are stupid that buy like these fucking like. I've seen people lose like on stories and shit lose all their money like a week because they'll buy like a fucking house that looks like the fucking White House.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll buy like a $4 million house. What the fuck do you need that for?
You don't.
And then you know what they do? They buy like a Lambo because that's like their dream.
Yeah.
They buy a butler. They buy it and it adds up. After like 50 mil, just to keep adding up, and it fucks them like a year or like a week. You could spend 100 mil in a week. I think you could.
I do think you could.
You just buy a bunch of Bugattis, buy a mansion, boom, you're fucked.
Yeah, it's easier to spend money than to invest it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I struck gold, say maybe I hit, I don't know, maybe I got $1 million. That's it, $1 million. You know what I'd do instantly? I would
invest.
not even. I would invest, but not in like stocks. What I would do is I would open up duplexes.
That's not a bad idea.
Start off with duplexes, and I'd live in one side of a duplex, and then I'd rent out all the other ones. I don't know, with $1 million, how many duplexes do you think you can get? Probably like 2, 3?
Yeah, 2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3. Rent out all those duplexes, and boom, just make the mortgage like a grand, $1,200 a month, whatever. They'll obviously be nice, and $1,200 a month, and then just income, baby, every month. Income. Yeah. And then I just take all that money and I can invest that money, and then boom, boom, bang, and then shablika, da, you know? And I'm fucking up shit, and I don't have to sell drugs. I don't got to do anything. I just fucking sit on my ass, play World of Warcraft.
Danny, did Danny tell you when he was a kid, how many Bitcoins he was offered to like take? His uncle or cousin or whatever offered him like over 20 Bitcoins.
No shit.
Yeah, and he declined the offer because he didn't know what the fuck that was at the time, because it was back in like I think like 2009, 2010.
Oh my god.
That's when Bitcoin wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, that was when they were going door to door selling Bitcoin.
Yeah, and that's when you had to farm it like this. My uncle used to do that, Calvin. He used to sit on a laptop like all day just doing this.
It's
on a button, just clicking. Like you'd sit there and click all day, or he'd have because you didn't have a bot that time. It wasn't like that futuristic, so he was just sitting there and Like, you just sit there on his little iMac, whatever, and just click. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Because I never know. I was like little, so I was like, he's clicking on a fucking button all day. And then he eventually told me a year later, like, yeah, I was farming like for Bitcoin because, you know, he got packages in, and you know what he was really buying was weed. And
yeah.
So that's what he uses Bitcoin off of. And he told me, he explained it to me. I was like in middle school, like when I was like a little bit older. I was like, wow, that is fucking cool. So I tried getting into it, and I sat there for 2 days and clicked. And I was like, dude, I gave up because you literally sit there and you click. That's all you do, and it drives you fucking crazy. It was like a farm bot. Like you're the farm bot because you're sitting there fucking clicking. Because usually bots, what they do, you can get like these I don't even know how the fuck people do it nowadays, but there's a way you can farm Bitcoin.
It's just I think it's a simple console command.
No, yeah, it's just.
I heard people have to get like massive rigs though in order to actually bring in Bitcoin because you're getting like 0.0000000000001% of a Bitcoin as you're farming. So it's like literally like it's almost unnecessary. Like
to be clicking.
Yeah, it's almost unnecessary. You're literally. I mean, you're getting not even a cent. Like
you'd probably make a day. I think he was making. I think $10 a day. So, like that's still something. But
it's gas money. I mean, it is what it is. But if you got a bot, I mean, that's running 24/7, man. That's like.
Bots could have been around that day, but I had never heard of them when I was on my computer a lot as a kid. I was like, what the fuck is a bot? Now that people have bots where they're like on stores and Supreme,
shit, like
they'll just grab it right away. I have a friend, my coworker.
I think he told me about that.
Dude, he literally has bots where they'll just grab the fucking highest thing and then he'll flip it. He'll flip it for like, dude, he got like this Louis Vuitton Supreme hoodie when it first came out for like $1,000, and he flipped it for like 10 grand. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? He showed me too. Like,
you gotta have money to start that though.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude, it's crazy. Flipping shit like that, it's smart, but it's fucked. He used to have someone like I used to come to his house in Cape, and he has everything. He has like Supreme, everything, like everything you think of, chairs, fucking gun, the money gun. He has everything. He has all the shirts and pants and shoes. He has some really cool shoes. Some I don't really like follow them V-Loan. He has some V-Loan shoes that are worth like 12 grand. He just has them sitting in his closet.
You should tell him to give them to me for Christmas.
Someone would be fucking happy if they robbed his fucking house. He has expensive shit.
I've thought about robbing people a couple times. My hoodness comes out of me.
Your hoodness?
Yeah, but I decide not to. So,
people carry guns nowadays, man. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, but that's probably why I would never try to rob somebody. I don't know. I mean, I went to school with a lot of guys that were in gangs at Gateway. You know, like most of the fucking football players, to be honest. And
it's fucked.
I mean, I was surprised. Like, actually, I kind of was and I kind of wasn't. When I graduated high school, I'm sure you've seen this before. Like, you'll see somebody from school that got arrested or some shit like that.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, and I see that, this guy got arrested and this guy got arrested. I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, I had no idea those guys were about that life. And then I went to school with Ocho as well, the guy I told you wrote songs with. And it was just like, it was weird because I was watching all the guys on the football team go to jail or like die or get shot or something like that. And then just the other day I saw some nice ass kid, nice kid, he was in a grade below me. He's graduated now, obviously. And he's fucking serving over at the fucking Wawa down there.
Jesus.
Like, got a nice ass car or whatever. He's got fucking grills in and everything. And he's serving over at the Wawa, like just out in plain sight. And I'm like, yo, bro, what's up? He's like, hey, bro, what's going on, bro? What's up? You trying to get some? And I was just like, nah, man, I'm good, but like, I hope you're well. And he's like, yeah, bro, I'm bullying. I'm just jigging over there. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, you take it easy. I'm done filling up my gas, But and it's just so weird because like, it's the ones you least expect,
Absolutely. Like, it's funny you say that. Like, old friend Mikey, we talked about him.
Yeah, good old Nick.
When he was in middle school and through high school, I would never all right. So now I haven't seen him like a year. Yeah. And I haven't seen how he talks or looks or whatever. Maybe he's different. I don't know because he's with, he has a girlfriend. Maybe he's like, fucking girl.
Straightened out, yeah.
Yeah, so and he works at a restaurant, so maybe he's doing good for himself. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw him through, it's fucking weird, like the people you hang out with, because at first he was like all about like history, he was about jets, like in through high school too. He listened to rock, he wasn't like he listened to rap here and there, but he was mostly listening to like he was like quiet to himself, and he was chill. So like I never thought so probably around when I quit smoking. And he started hanging out with these fucking weird ass people from like Lehigh and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not think it's Lehigh, but it was some fucking trashy people. Like some people like you, like that would probably rob you. Like just being in your house. So I used to come over and they'd be there, and it was fucking awkward because they're all just smoking, and like Mikey would act like a completely different person. And
that was when you and I went over there.
Yeah, those are the people. And he was like sagging his pants, and like he's wearing like a fake gold chain and walking around like with a beanie on his head. I remember I went out with them one night to like some bar, and he's like sitting there with this girl, that was there with him, and he's just like, yeah, bro, like he was like talking like he like serving pounds and like just talking a bunch of bullshit out of his mouth. I'm like, dude, like, is this Mikey or is this someone else? I don't remember you talking like this or acting like this. Mm-hmm. He's talking big because he had this car and this and that and that and this, and I was just like, and it kind of pissed me off. Like, dude, I gotta go home. Like, I can't see you like this. So I was like, I went home. I texted him the whole big prayer. I was like, bro, what are you talking? Like, you know what I mean? Like that. So it's just the way. Like, seeing friends change like that is definitely weird. But it's the people you hang out with mostly that do that to you, and they'll be like, yeah, bro. Like they'll like. They won't think of anything of it because they haven't seen you for that long, how you've progress. And I don't honestly give a fuck, but, when you're hanging around with people, you do some fucked up shit.
That is true. I mean, I found myself hanging out with a bad crowd a while ago. I mean, I still kind of technically hang out with a bad crowd, but those are my people, so, can't abandon my people. But I don't know, man. I mean, like, I have a buddy out in San Carlos. His name's super cool guy. Went to high school with him. Amazing guy. But very reckless, irresponsible, cars and stuff like that, driving crazy. Oh, smoked a fuck ton of weed. Always got drunk, probably every single night, which is nothing wrong with that, But obviously, drinking and driving, being under the influence of driving is not really good at all. But hanging out with him, I don't know. I mean, I remember I would go to his house almost every night, right? We'd smoke, whatever, hang out, party, whatever, till like fucking 1 a.m. And I remember I never called off work so much in my life than when I was hanging out with that kid. Because the next morning, like I like would sleep past my alarm. I'm passed out on the fucking couch or inside we call it the trap shack, or it was just the shed out back where we'd fucking smoke and party and listen to music and shit like that. And I was either passed out there, or one time I was passed out in the yard, and it was really and I had to stop hanging out with him. Sadly, I loved him as a person. He was great, but his lack of responsibility rubbed off on me, and because he didn't have a job or anything, I didn't have to do anything, didn't have to pay any bills, and obviously I did, and I ended up calling off of work a lot. Almost fucking lost my job because I can't say because I was hanging out with him, but it was it definitely rubs off on you. I can understand, I guess, from Michael Nagy's his perspective, I guess, but then again, Mikey was never really the brightest tool in the shed.
He made stupid decisions, which is why we don't talk anymore. Because I've gave him so many chances as a friend to get his shit together and quit doing stupid shit. Like I said, I don't know what he's doing now, but when he was doing that type of stuff, dude, he was getting drunk every night. He was running. Dude, I remember I hung out with him. He was driving. He went around a corner like 70 and hit a fucking pole. And then, like, I remember I was hanging out at my friend's house. He comes drunk. He runs over a stop sign right next to my friend's house, and we hear it. And that's how he pulls up. And I'm like, dude, are you, like, drinking and driving? He's like, bro, don't hit me. Like, he thought I was going to, like, hit him because I was like, that was mad. I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck. You're doing what, that's your decision. But it's sad. Like, he's hit his dad and shit. Like, he's punched his dad. I saw, like, a video of that shit. That made me sad. That made me pissed off more than anything. I was like, who hits your fucking dad?
Yeah.
Bunch of stupid shit, dude. So, I hope he's doing well, but, is what it is. You got to choose your friend group.
He's been like that. He's been that kind of kid since since I first met him. I met him in second grade. I think you know this. I met him in second grade, and he came up to me on the playground, called me a white piece of trash, and told me my mom hates me.
Wow.
And I was like, this was second grade, so I was like, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, and then like, so I kind of just walked away from him, didn't know how to respond. And that kid fucking bullied me that whole year until he left. I think like 3/4 of the way at the end of the school year, because I guess he school hopped a lot. But yeah, he was a douchebag from the start with me. I mean, and then I met him. That was when we were both working at the Miracle Stadium. You know, I was a fantastic sway, and you're that sexy ball boy. Ooh.
Yeah, I think I got probably hit by a ball the whole time working there, probably like 5 times.
Dude, I got hit by the ball one time when I was sway, and it landed inside at the top of it, because there's a little vent at the top.
Oh yeah.
And it landed and it hit the vent and broke the vent and landed on my head.
Oh.
And I went and pulled it out, played it off, went woo, and everybody cheered. It was funny.
Being a mascot probably was easy, but probably I was sweating your ass off, probably sucked ass.
It did. The sweating part, the fact that it was so hot was the shitty part. But other than that, like, I loved being a mascot in high school. I loved being the Griffin. Like, as shitty as the school was, it still was great for me, especially since nobody knew who I was.
Yeah.
I wasn't popular. Like, everybody knew me in high school, but I wasn't popular, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody hated me, but nobody liked me. I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, like, hopping into that mascot suit, the Griffin suit, man, it was just like nobody knew who I was. All the people that were like, just like the assholes, the cool people, like everybody fucking loved it, and it was great until like the fucking principal let it out and stuff like that. And she was
really?
she was a bitch, and she would say, "Hey, mascot," like across the hallway. I would ignore her, and then she like yelled at me for ignoring her, because it's supposed to be a fucking secret, you dimwit. Like,
yeah,
like nobody's supposed to know.
Donut.
And then once everybody knew, it lost the magic, man, and that's when I quit doing it.
Damn.
It just wasn't like nobody would cheer at pep rallies anymore. Like,
really?
Yeah, it was weird, because everybody knows me. I mean, some people would cheer. Like, the freshmen were definitely about it, because they didn't know me. They didn't know who it was. It's a new school. But that was weird. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tick. I might have to do some weird stuff, but yeah. So like pep rallies became very dull, and it's not like I was doing the same shit over and over again. It was always something new. I was bringing out costumes, fucking outfits, all that type of stuff. Really going hand with it, because I truly enjoyed it. As nerdy and gay as it could be or is, I fucking loved it, man. It was my calling. I did great.
Honestly,
And,
I wanted to do it when I first started working there.
it was great, dude.
They gave me an offer. They said, "Do you want to be a mascot?" And I looked at it. And I was like, "Dude, that's probably gonna be hot as fuck in the sun." I was like, "Nah."
And you're a tall ass tree too, as is. You're gonna be fucking tall, dude. I remember having to walk through doorways and like go in and dip my head, and it was just, oh man, you wearing that thing? It would have been fucking. You would have been breaking everything.
Thing. Yeah, I was gonna be I think originally I was supposed to be a bat boy, or
Oh yeah.
I was gonna do that.
Who's that one kid that was Bat Boy that would do sway every now and then?
I don't know.
On the
I think
days
his
that I
name was Brandon. His name was Brandon.
Was it Brandon?
Yeah,
he's a white kid.
Yeah,
blonde.
I used to talk to him.
I went to
after
high
work.
school with him, but I never remembered his name.
He was a bit of a Chad. He used to come up to me with a big old smile on his face every time.
Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah.
He goes, "What's up, man? What's going on? How's work?" I was like, fucking boring. Cause like when the game's going on,
Yeah.
no one's there, so you're just sitting there bored as fuck.
Yeah.
I sometimes have people like are drunk would come up and talk to me, or like just random people would come up and talk. It was nice. Sit there and be like, "What's up, guys?" So annoying, dude. Fuck that place.
I got a shit ton of free food though.
I did too. I always got free hot dogs. I eat free.
I got
cheeseburgers.
anything I wanted on the menu.
I got
I
pretty much free.
I
shit.
used to go and during like my break time, because like I think after the second season that I did it, they started like making me take a certain amount of time of a break. Like they started making me take a break at a certain time. So I would go up and I'd go to the sky seats, and they have a cooler that's always unlocked up there.
Yeah.
I'd go up there and just drink booze like up there. Just sit in the cooler, drink booze. The fucking cart guy would come in and be like, "Hey, Sway." I'm just like, "What's up, man?" Like, he's like, getting your drink on. I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I would too if I was sitting in that thing." But yeah, I'd get wasted and fucking go around. That's why when I went to go do those tire tosses sometimes, that they were just, you remember the tire toss, they throw the tennis balls in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why sometimes like I'd roll it out and it'd be a shit roll, is because I was probably shit faced. Yeah, it was so great. Speaking of drunks, dude, you know how many times like drunk ladies, like some hot, some really old, some not hot, they would just come up and just grab my fucking dick, man.
It's awesome.
They would come in for a picture or whatever, and they'd be like drunk, and they'd be like, "Oh, Sway, we need a picture." I'm just like, doing the sign language stuff, just being like, "Hey, what's up? Yeah, you, me, yeah, picture, cool. Let's bring it over." I can't talk, so I gotta use my hands, and they come over, and I put my arm around them, whatever, and then I don't know why all of them do it just like this. They go and they grab a handful and they just go in there and they just like, "Oh, Sway," and then take the picture. And I'm just like, "Oh, what the fuck am I supposed to do?" I'm like, I don't have I can't talk. I can't be like, "No, I can't." What do you do? What do you do?
Take it out.
You just take it. And I remember one time some lady posted it on Facebook, and they brought me into the office on my day off, and say, "This is unacceptable." I'm like, "What?" I flipped on it because that was the second season, the last season that I did. And I flipped on him. I was like, "Yo, what?" Because I didn't like the new management that I brought. I was like, "Yo, what am I supposed to do? Like, what do you want me to fucking do? You want me to punch an old lady? Sway punching an old lady, making that on the news? You think that's going to bring people in here?" No, I'm like, "What do you want me to do?" And I literally said this. I'm like, you're stupid for bringing me here on my day off. I'm like, I don't even know why I work here. Like, this new management, you guys fucking suck. And that's it. The only cool guy is Andrew, and that's it. Boom, boom, bang. And then I think I did like 2 more games and I quit. Yeah. Why yell at me? Because some lady grabbed my balls, and took a picture. I'm like, I can't control what people do, right?
Oh, shit.
Unless you want to have somebody like a fucking security guard walk around with me so I don't get jumped or groped or anything like that. I'm like, I should be suing you fucks for not having somebody there to protect me. And then, but it is what it is.
Because you would have looked like the bad guy. If you're like, "Oh, what the fuck are you doing? Grab my nuts."
Yeah, if I fucking swatted her hand and she cried or something like that, made a complaint, I get fucking written up if that's a thing there. It probably isn't. You know who was awesome, though? That one girl that stood at the wheel counter.
Oh, fucking...
She's fucking hot.
I forgot her name.
Last time I saw her, she worked at the Starbucks that's over off of... right by that Target over there.
Really?
Yeah, she works at the Starbucks that's next to the Cold Storm Creamery. She works at that Starbucks.
I remember talking to her once or twice. I don't remember her name. I remember talking to her though. We literally sat there and bullshitted.
Mm-hmm.
Just talked. And
yeah, dude, she was fun to talk to. She was definitely one of the cooler people there. Her and Nate Whitaker.
Nate Whitaker, yeah, that was my
cool
that was
guy.
the manager, yeah.
Yeah, he was the guy that got me this way job.
Yeah,
he hit me up on
Facebook
Messenger, yeah, and he was just like, "Hey man, you want a mascot?" I'm just like, I don't remember who this fucking guy is. And then I actually I saw him, and I'm like, "Yo, like, what's up, man?" Because I'm not good with names, I'm good with faces,
Yeah, same.
But yeah, he's cool, and I don't know what he's doing now though.
No,
he's not working there anymore.
No. I have him on Facebook. I don't know what he does. Like he added me like a long time ago, and I don't know what he does. Who knows? I think he moved out of state.
Oh yeah, good for him. He had a brother as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I think his brother worked there. A lot of people there were fucking. I don't know. They were like, I remember I got so many complaints about me sitting on my phone, because I would sit there for an hour and no one would come up, so I just pull up my phone and sit. Like on top by the water fountain or what? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I'd sit there, I'd be like, ding, 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 ding. And then I'd get a text and like, you can't like sit on your text. This is your final warning or you're fired. I was like, all right. And the next night,
Who would send that to you?
I think it was Nate, because Nate didn't give a fuck.
Oh,
yeah. It was the bot. It was the guy, the higher up guy. I think his name was Terry or some shit.
Yeah, Terry. I remember that fucking
yeah, and
dickhole.
he's like, Terry like said this and that. I was like, all right. And the next night I did the same thing. I didn't get any complaints about it. So I was like, all right, whatever. I guess I'm not fired. I just kept doing it. I never got fired. But I was like, dude, what do you want me to do? Sit there and just stare at the fucking sky?
Come on. Throw a ball for no fucking reason.
Dude, he was trying to tell me. Oh, Terry was trying to tell me that. The guy was like, yeah, you should like try to like get like a little pitch going. Like, hey, like you gotta bring people in. I was like, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm already standing here doing nothing.
You probably looked at him. Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll definitely get on that. And he walked away, and he's just like, just
yeah, pretty
flicking him
much.
off
I
as he
didn't-
walked away.
Like, I would sometimes be like, hey, like, I was like, I would be pretty basic about it. Like, hey, do you guys want to throw a ball? $2? $2? Come on, $2. That's a pretty good, like, I'd try to be like a car salesman. And they're like, okay. Throw the ball. I'm like, all right.
Daddy, you have $2. I'm going to throw the ball. Why? That's not necessary at all.
And
I want to throw a ball. I'm going to step outside and throw a ball. That's it.
People just, I feel like it was just like an ego thing, because, like, I would do
the radar thing. That thing doesn't fucking work.
No. They'd be like, oh my God, 80 miles per hour? No fucking way. I should be on the MLB team. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, dude, go fuck yourself. I was sitting there like, when am I going to get off?
I've been making bets with people. Like that should have been the thing that we should have done. You and I, we should have, you would have the gun. I'd come up and I'd bet somebody. I'm like, yo, bet I can throw over 90. Right? And so as I go throw, you wave your hand real quick in front of it. he's like, no fucking way, 90. I'm like, pay up, boom, split it with you, boom, bang. That would have been fucking gold.
I only missed the job because I was just outside, so it was nice. I got to just chill outside.
Mm-hmm. It didn't get too hot there. It really didn't for some reason.
Only when the sun was out, it was fucking really hot.
During day games, I mean that's
that shit
day
sucked.
games fucking. I did day school games with Sway.
Oh,
dude,
God, that
I
sounds
was
awful.
dying, man, fucking dying.
That sounds
There's
fucking
literally
terrible.
nobody there but kids,
Yeah,
and
awful.
there was no management. So I'd go out there for 10 minutes, wave, high five, do my fucking little thing on the field. Come back inside, sit there for like 2 hours, go back out for 10 minutes, same old shit.
That sounds fucking rough.
Those day games did
You're not
suck.
paying me enough for that.
Oh no, dude, I got paid $8.50,
Yeah, that's all I got paid,
$9 an
yeah.
hour, dude.
Minimum wage.
It's like, what the fuck? I'm
Not
like, you
even
guys
worth
gotta
it.
pay me more. And then Nate wanted me to be TC for the Twins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I was in school, so how was I? Yeah, he's like, oh, it could be a great career opportunity. I'm like, but if I don't graduate high school, what am I gonna do? You know, what am I gonna do if I don't graduate high school? You know.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have done that. My cousin, Madison, she actually is a mascot for a college. I'm not gonna say the college, but she's a mascot for a college in Florida, and it's fucking awesome because she's living my fucking dream. Like, you know what I mean? she's living my dream because I had a full ride, a potential full ride my junior year. I had a potential full ride to Duke University to be a mascot, to be a Blue Devil, which was fucking awesome. And then the suit, I guess somebody had went in during like the summer camp or whatever, the summer program, and destroyed the suit. And there went my life. That's it. It still sucks to talk about, and because that could have been my life right there. You know, like I'd be in college right now, probably in my senior year, fucking partying, studying, getting a degree and whatever the fuck I wanted to, all on a full ride, and just paid fucking college rent or whatever the fuck it is for dorms. And yeah, that didn't happen, and that fucking sucks, you know. And yeah, and it just goes. And I told the school, I'm like, yo, I got a potential. I showed them documents, I showed them the emails and everything from the scout, and they were like, yo, we want you, we need you to perform your senior year. Just like, all right, I bet I'm gonna do it. Cool. And then somebody tore that shit up. I don't know if somebody heard about it or anything. I think my mom posted something on Facebook like that year, like right after I got the email.
Yeah.
And I think maybe somebody got jealous and I don't know. I hope nobody would have tried to do something like that. All I know is that year I was looking forward to it to be the best senior year ever. Like not it would be only senior year, but it would be the best year of my life, you know, that I'm going to work my ass off so that I can continue to have the best fucking 4 or 5 years of my life. And, yeah, it all just kind of just went to the fucking shitter, man. And, yeah, and I told the school about it. I was like, you guys got to get this fixed. And it's like, this is going to cost us like $2,000. And I'm like, but you don't understand. Like this is my future. Like, this is what I'm going to school for. So you can push me to go to college and stuff. Like, this is the only way I'm going to get there. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, we'll try to figure something out. So a couple months go by, 3, 4, 5. Next thing you know, it's like almost the end of the school year, and they didn't do anything. And I was trying to, and I never messaged the scout and told him. I couldn't. I was too embarrassed, ashamed that I couldn't do anything. And it was fucked.
It sucks, man. The problem is with today's generation, with kids, you know. Well,
they're all gateway kids.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I've met a few of them.
Yep.
But with our generation right now, it's fucked. Not because of this whole epidemic, but I'm saying in general, I wish I could have done. You know, you kind of don't want to be at that state when you're 4 years old sitting back like, damn, I should have fucking went up to that girl, or I should have talked to the guy, or I should have did this, you just fucking do it. Because when you're fucking sitting there old as fuck, you're like, damn, dude, I fucking missed out on a lot. So you gotta take every advantage. Like, it's your fucking last. Because you don't know, dude. You don't know. Like they say, tomorrow isn't promised or some shit like that?
Yeah.
So you gotta live every day like it's your last, because you don't know what's gonna happen. Because fucking life is crazy, dude.
See, that's the thing is about life, though, is like, you know, you could take every opportunity you can, but it's about the opportunities that get fucked up. That's just by things that you can't control, you know? Like my fucking, like the situation with the scholarship with Duke. There's nothing I could have done besides pull $3,000 out of my ass to fix a fucking mascot suit, which probably would have been the best idea, but I don't even think the school would let me do it.
No,
probably not.
Do you know what's crazy? I think when I was 11 years old, my mom wanted us to move to New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah, we were gonna.
What was the deal with everybody in New Zealand? My ex wanted to move to New Zealand too.
It's just a nice part. It's a nice place, but I feel like there's definitely some terrorism over there. Like, that kind of freaks me out.
I think so too.
Some crazy shit happened with the mosque shooting. Wasn't that New Zealand?
Yes. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy shot up like fucking I think he killed like at least 40 people, and he injured like 80. Like, he fucking killed a lot of people. I'm like, dude, I'm sitting there like, just going into church, having a good day, and I know where this guy comes up with a gun. You know what I mean? Like, that type of shit freaks me out. So, but in general, New Zealand, it looks nice. Don't get me wrong, but
it does.
I could be sitting over there today if that would have happened. I would have been in New Zealand. I wouldn't have been in America.
What do you think? How do you think your life would have changed if you
New
moved?
Dude, it'd be fucking weird. I could see it'd be a definitely different environment.
You probably get lots of tang though, because you're American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely. Well, I would get an accent now. I definitely like. I could fit in. You can fit in after like living there for a year, but it would suck because I knew a lot of people when I was 12 years old. My mom was like, "Yeah, would you want to move out of the country?" I'm
you
like,
had a lot of friends.
Yeah, like Danny. That's why I started hanging out with Danny and Mike like all the time. And she's like, "Would you want to move out of the country?" I was like, "Fuck no, I don't," because that's a 12-year-old mentality. Some 12-year-olds like, "Yeah, let's go." But I'm like, dude, Danny and Mike, like, those are my two close friends. I was talking to them like all the time. I was like, dude, fuck that. And then she's like, all right, it's fine. Like, but maybe we'll consider. I was like, yeah, you consider it. I'm not going. I'll stay here. You can go up to fucking New Zealand.
Why was she gonna go to New Zealand?
It's cheap. Their place is really cheap, and she said, I don't know, it's really nice. She talked about it for a while, and it freaked me the fuck out because I was like, hey, see you guys, Danny. Like, I was telling him goodbye, giving my goodbyes. I guess I'm not coming back, man. It's nice meeting you guys.
Now, what does your mom do for a living?
She's a stay-at-home mom, dude, because she has a kid, so it's a pain in the ass. Because when I'm working, like last year, for example, she had to bring her to daycare, so she'd have to get off and bring her up to daycare, and it was like a clusterfuck for her.
Yeah.
So, or like when I'd get off work, I have to pick him up. So it was a clusterfuck, and I don't know. It's just she just.
How does she pay the bills? How do you guys pay the bills?
She does. She probably collects unemployment.
You really think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's still
You don't
doing
have
it.
those type of conversations with your mom?
I asked. She's just like, I have a lot on my plate right now. Well, she just did have surgery, but before that, she just always like feeling like shit. So it could have been from that tumor she got pulled out of her neck.
Yeah, maybe.
But it was a while.
You never had a conversation about like how you guys are financially and stuff like that, and like what you guys could do to fix that. Because I remember having those kind of conversations with my mom since I was like 13.
Well, my mom just always says she never knows. She's just like, my mom's fucking weird, dude. She's just like always like.
She's a very strange lady, but
she always likes to argue and like turn like a conversation to a conflict.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah.
Just how she always was. Like I've been. I mean,
we went from talking about keto to her explaining why I'm fat and it's because of keto, and it went from real negative to real quick.
She says she's joking. Like she's like, why can't you just take a joke? I'm like, well, the way you fucking say it doesn't sound like a joke. It sounds like you're being an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said that thing to her, and she's like, did you just call me an asshole? I was like, I'm not calling you an asshole, but when you say you're joking and you kind of sound more negative than positive, then it just kind of seems like you're just being an asshole. And then she was just like, started freaking out at me. I was like, all right, whatever, just forget what I said.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of moms are like that. I don't know. I mean, like the weird thing about your mom was that she would say she was joking, but then you would joke back. Like she's coming at your neck, you come back at hers. Pretty much. Oh, that's a bad joke because she just had neck surgery. But she's on you, like she's getting on you, and then you get on her back, in a joking way. She like every time I would do that with her, she would like in the few times that I went over there, it's because she would always talk shit right when we walk in.
Yeah.
So I talk shit back, and she would get pissed.
Yeah,
and then next thing you know, like she's talking about how I'm a degenerate and I'm a bad kid and stuff. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, we were just joking around and you're taking this shit seriously. But
it is what it is, man.
Character.
She's always gonna be like that. Like it just
sounds bipolar.
Yeah, like when I used to smoke weed, that was because of her and because of all this shit. Like we'd argue all the time. I was like, I'm fucking stressed. I gotta go smoke. And then like I turned like that into like punching a bag and punching a person. That released a lot of my stress.
Yeah, so that turned into boxing. How long have you been boxing for?
Almost 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
You feel like you've learned a lot?
Oh yeah, I feel like I've definitely it helped me. I feel like more than anything, I feel like people don't get like all those like couch potatoes on like news media saying like just about like strength and about like how hard you punch them. No, it's like it's all like mine. It's like chess, you know what I mean? But in general, boxing, like, it helped me with discipline because I was a little shit in high school and I thought I could beat anyone up. Not anyone, but I think I was like, yeah, I could probably beat like half the kids up here.
You used to talk a lot of shit over Xbox Live when we played Minecraft together.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You used to be a little asshole. Dude.
Not even that, like, during high school, like, before I started, I was still the same way. Like, I still, like, had that little kid, like, mentality where I was like, yeah, if I could fuck this kid up, definitely. Like, you know what I mean? So, I was like, I was at Lakes Park one day. I was just working. This fucking guy came up, this old guy, which is my coach, came up and he like bought a soda. I saw his hat, and I saw like a picture of like a boxing glove hat. I was like, dude, I should start boxing. I was like, what do you think? And I was like, my coworkers are there. He's like a bodybuilder, so he's like, bro, I don't know, it's kind of fucking gay. I was like, you lift fucking weights, asshole. He's like, no, but he's saying he's fucking me. He's like, yeah, you should do it. Like, you can definitely teach yourself how to fight. But he's like, lift some weights too. Yeah. So I was like really skinny. I was like, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? So I walked down. I walked up to the guy with his wife. I was like, hey, you want a boxing gym? He's like, yeah. I was like, 1 hour, blah, blah, this, like, just bullshitting. He's like, he gave me a card, and then I texted him. I was like, I'm coming.
And that's, was it Syndicate?
Yeah. It literally, it's crazy how, like, what your decision is in life.
Yeah.
I walked up, I decided to go up to him and say, hey, can I start boxing at your gym? Because if I had never done that, I would have never boxed.
Probably, man.
And I would probably still been smoking weed.
Yeah, probably.
Because they got me to quit smoking weed, to be honest.
Yeah?
Because I was like, dude, I want to get really good, so I got to quit.
Yeah.
And so I just started going every day. I kind of, like, first 2 or 3 weeks, I was still smoking a little bit. Like, I was, like, quitting. That's when I was, like, quitting. So I was like, I'm going to end it with a bang. I took a THC pill, and I, like, greened out, and it was fucked. I was like, all right, I'm done. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. So I didn't smoke any more weed, and I got really into it. And, like, the year I was training, I was still in high school. I was, like, probably February.
Mm-hmm.
He came up to me, like, after I trained. He's like, hey, would you want to, like, ever compete? I was like, compete? I was like, what does that mean? He's like, would you want to go fight, like, at a sanctioned bout, like, in a place? I was like, dude, fuck yeah. I was like, because I'm training hard.
Yeah.
Training for, like, a year. So he's like, all right, it's going to be in May. So this was, like, March, April, May. It was, like, 3 months from now.
Mm-hmm.
May 14th, that's what he told me. I was like, okay. So, fucking shit. Months go by. I had to get this book. Like, it's like $50 a year. I had to get a physical.
Mm-hmm.
Physical. Then around April, we did. So around May, beginning of May, because it's May 14th was my fight. May, I had to go to a different gym and spar competitive 3 rounds, which is pretty much like a fight because you guys are trying to beat the shit out of each other because you don't know the guy. This kid had like 10 fights. I talked to the kid now. He's like my best friend now, Rock.
Oh, yeah?
He's going to some. He moved. He doesn't really box anymore. He's like kind of. He used to be skinny like me. Now he's like, kind of like a little chubby.
Like me?
Yeah, not as much. He's just shorter.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like a yes sir. Like he was like yes sir, no sir.
Yeah.
You know, like he was
Very
a quiet.
disciplined,
He was a quiet kid. That's how he talked to me too. Like not like he would say yes or no sir, but he'd be like yes, like yeah, like he'd be straightforward. He'd be like yeah, like he wouldn't cuss. He wouldn't. You know, he'd be like he was really smart and like he would like pay attention. Like he was like straight and narrow. Like. But he was a bad motherfucker. Like the way he fought, like he was like 140 or 130, and I sparred him, and it was like we sparred, and he put a lump on me, but I put a lump on it. Like it was good. We got respect out of it, and you know I shook his hand. He's like, "Thank you." And I went and fought, and you know I was fucking nervous as hell getting in that ring. I was like, "God damn, dude, I was like, I had like butterflies, and I did it." And honestly, it gives you such a confidence booster because then think about it, you trained for a fight and did it. And went from like over 50 people. No one can fucking do that half the time because people say like, "Bro, I'll fight you," but they won't fight you. It's fucking. It's just talk.
Yeah.
So, I think overall in this discussion, boxing definitely helped me with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Going up to like just talking to people. Because I met so many. I met Evander Holyfield.
Oh really?
I met him. I met some like tournament. I met him. I met a lot of like famous boxers. I know like fucking Left Hook Lacey. He was like a Hall of Famer. I met a lot of Hall of Famer trainers. The guys that train like Mayweather. Like Mayweather. I met Mayweather's dad. Like it's crazy. I met a lot of like famous people in boxing. Like the faces you fucking meet in sports is crazy, dude. Like because you never expect them. Like it was awesome. So that definitely put a perspective on like wow. Like I don't know. Like if I would never met any of these people. I've never been here. I've never done that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's crazy what like how sport can change you and how it can change your life decisions and how you can just it can definitely put you in a better spot. And it definitely I feel like boxing in general people should definitely try it. Definitely at least try it because it definitely calms you and it puts you in a state of mind like it's fucking relieving. Like when you're having a bad day. Like, I remember I used to have a bad day at school. I'm like, I'm going to fucking boxing. I'm going to go punch this bag. Because that's when I first started. Yeah. And I'll just fucking hit as hard as I can. I was like, I wouldn't be mad anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's how it was, and it helped. It went better than me than going and smoke weed, Like, I feel like definitely.
It went from, I'm going to go home and smoke a blunt to, I'm going to go beat the fuck out of something.
And it definitely made you feel like you did something. Yeah. Rather than sitting home and.
You get your workout in. It's also fun, stress relief, etc.
Yeah.
It's really crazy how. Like, I think now we can look back and see the decisions that we made and how they completely changed our lives.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you going and looking at that fucking hat, if you just weren't paying attention, didn't see that fucking hat, you probably wouldn't be the person you are today. And it's crazy and how these little decisions become so big later and how we don't know in the moment how they're going to change and affect our lives for the better or for the worse. It's crazy, man. It's truly insane. I mean, there's a lot of things that I wish I did, a lot of things I wish I didn't do. but I won't know whether it was a good choice until like 30 years down the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you never know. You know what I mean? There's no way of telling.
It's all a story. It's all going to be a story one day when you're sitting with your grandkid and you're talking about
back in my day.
Man, back in my that's what my grandpa does. Every time I talk to him, he'll sit like we're doing in this podcast, but it won't be a podcast. He'll sit and talk to me for like 2 hours about a big event that happened in his life at my age. He's like, yeah, man, my grandpa's a bad motherfucker. He was in the Navy.
Oh. And
he was like, yeah, so when I got out of high school, I didn't know what to fucking do in my life. So I went to the Navy. I think he did like 4 years. And then he's like, all right. And then after that, he went to a university and got like his bachelor's. And, like, he partied a lot.
Yeah.
Like, here and there. But he mostly was for straight and narrow. Got a bachelor's. And he owned, like, this big fishing business called Angler's Choice. Mm-hmm. Fucking huge. You'll see their hats and shit in like fucking Bass Pro.
Oh yeah,
like that's how big his company was.
I'm pretty if I texted my boss, he would
probably know. Yeah,
he's a big fishing geek.
And he retired years ago, like 5-6 years ago. He sold the business and now he's sitting back with all his money in North Carolina. And I have to go visit him soon, but it's crazy. Like it's crazy to hear someone older than you. So like kids now like don't give a fuck. Like. Saw the light turn off? Fuck was that?
I was on some fight mode. I don't know. I think I don't know if Jake has that on has a light switch on a timer somehow. But.
Definitely talk to him about that.
Yeah, because that's weird. Because normally we leave the light. We leave the light on during the daytime and leave it off during the nighttime.
Could have been a timer.
Yeah, but I haven't seen Jake install, and Jake's retarded when it comes to electricity.
Dude, I was just standing. I was just waiting for someone to walk out of that fucking room.
Oh, dude, I was like, what the fuck? Because I saw it and I was like, I'm glad Landon's boxing.
Not even that, dude. Because people in Lehigh are fucked.
Oh yeah.
Like long story short, kids that are younger age or even already 21, dude, they don't give a fuck about like old people talk. Even their it's so fucked up. They're like, dude, like they'll sit in their grandparents, they'll hear them talk, and like, yeah, they don't give a fuck because they don't receive that knowledge that you need. Because honestly, some older folks have some good fucking knowledge. Like they'll tell you some good words of wisdom.
Oh, 100%.
If you actually listen and take it in and take it for like what you need in life, it actually helps. People don't realize that. People just talk like, oh yeah, well,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I can relate. Like, no, you fucking can't.
I remember back in that. Oh yeah, that's crazy. I can relate. Shooting Koreans. Yeah, no, dude, that's fucking no. Dude.
Yeah, I can relate.
And that's I think a lot of people have so many stories and experiences, and I think that's what really made me wanted to start podcasting. And create, that's what really I love talking to people. As much as I hate people, I love talking to people. Like I hate customer service, I hate business, I hate all that shit. But I like to just sit down and talk to people and for hours at a time just have conversations. Like and they don't have to be recorded. It's just in general, like I just enjoy it. So why not start a podcast where I can have conversations with people, like how we're talking right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of just been bullshitting, getting deep. I mean, that's usually what all my conversations everybody start with, it's just
it's like a mountain.
It's
like you're all there, and
you just go back down.
That's usually how life is. You're going on. You think you're doing really fucking well, and you're really good. You people like on social media that post all their cars and shit. Mm-hmm. They think they're here, but in reality they're here.
Yeah.
Because they're probably in fucking. There's all like happiness is like an illusion because people think they're happy, but rather than that fucking happy.
Yeah.
Because this the decisions they're making or. They're fucking lonely or they're in debt. You don't know.
Well, why do you think a lot of celebrities, commit suicides? Because, it just goes to show that money doesn't really technically make you happy. It sure does help. But
it helps, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like this generation is taking everything for granted, the
Absolutely.
world around us. And I feel like I would be a part of that generation as well, honestly, if I hadn't waken up. Because I used to be a little shithead, when I was like 8th grade, 7th grade, I used to be a shithead.
Yeah.
And freshman year came around and I was like, I just sort of, I don't know, something got knocked into me. I just I didn't care for all the petty bullshit, making fun of people, anything like that. Because I was a bit of a dickhead my 8th grade year. Because 6th grade and 7th grade, I got made fun of a lot because I was a little short, fat kid.
Yeah.
Glasses and stuff like that. But then I like sprouted up, got skinny and stuff like that 8th grade. And then kind of found like, I don't know, a personality. I guess I adapted to like everybody else around me that was a dickhead.
Yeah.
And became a dickhead. And then that summer, I think I had said something really mean to my brother and made him really, really upset and cry. And I was just like, and I didn't think anything of it. And it just made him really upset. And I forgot what I said, but I know I'm pretty confident in that moment. I was just like, why was I a dickhead? Why was I being a dick to him? Like there's no reason at all. I think I just made fun of him for no reason. I forget like how young he is, and like he's a kid, you know, he's a child, you know, he's not the same age as me, like he's vulnerable. And I'm like, I and then my freshman year I turned into a big pussy. So and it was but it was a good change for me because it made me still. It made me quiet, made me humble, you know. I didn't really care for anybody else's opinion. I kind of just did my own thing, you know, went to school, did my shit.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad that something happened to me. I don't know whether it was puberty. What does it sound like my mic's cutting out, by the way?
No, you're fine.
All right, cool, because it's cutting out from my headphones for some reason.
I can hear a little bit.
Yeah, right there, like how it was doing. I don't know why it's doing that. Usually around the hour and a half mark, it usually does that kind of shit. Yeah, I don't know why. I have to get it checked out. I don't know if it's just because like I'm not close enough to the microphone or, but
Oh shit.
I don't know, man. It's this generation, it's so fucked.
It is fucked.
This TikTok generation. I mean, I enjoy a few funny TikToks, but I don't have the app. I don't have social media. I don't have any of that. For obvious reasons that we've spoke about before already, and it's because social media is toxic. It really is. It's not really necessary. I mean, maybe for family like Facebook, but I have Messenger. If people need to get a hold of me, just get me on Messenger, man. That's it. Like I don't want to follow you on Instagram or look at your fucking Snapchat stories or look at your feed, like your photo, comment, look at your story. See, I don't give a fuck about you guys. Like, not saying you guys, but like I noticed like before I deleted my Instagram, I was following all these people. I had no fucking idea who they were, and I didn't give a fuck about anything that they had on their profile, anything. So I unfollowed probably like 600 people, and then I think I had like 30 people that I was following that actually enjoyed their content, or like, and it wasn't famous people. It was just people that I knew and liked, and like, you know, like those are my people, like my friends, you know, like in my family and stuff. And then like 2 months later, I'm like, this shit's fucking ass, you know? And then I'm like, and then that whole ordeal with my ex-girlfriend and her fans and stuff. And I just started getting abused, just fucking hammered with just hatred and death threats and telling me to kill myself. And I was just like, wow. I'm like, this is what social media was meant to be. This is what the outcome is, you know, because I don't think it's going to get any better. I think this is like, I think it's just going to be
for the worse.
Like this. Well, I mean, it did get worse. OnlyFans came out, so that's technically a part of social media now. But God bless nudes. Nudes are great, but still, it's not good for the soul. It's not good for people, man.
No, it's toxic.
But yeah, and then I deleted it, and I was really happy about that. But the one thing that I miss is that social interaction, that talking to people. And it's hard because before you actually came along, like it was just me going through all the shit with my ex, and I was just by myself. And then I was playing Counter-Strike one day, and then you messaged me, hey, and I was just like, yo, man, what's up? You're like, not much. You want to play? I was like, all right, yeah, sure, let's do it. Fucking, you invited me to the Discord, and I met all of you guys all at once. And it was fucking awesome and toxic and great, and I laughed my ass off. I was happy in that moment. And it really just switched up the vibe for me because I was going through so much bullshit with my ex and with my family. My mother and brother were fucking fighting all the time. It was just like, and just to have that relief, you know, like just to hang out and talk to people, whether it was through a screen and playing video game, playing fucking hide and seek is what we played.
Yeah.
And it was so toxic and I didn't know how to play at all because I never did any of that. And it was just, it was great, man. It was great. And then I met all of you awesome fucking guys. I've known you and Danny forever, obviously. But like reconnecting with you was like the start of everything that's going on right now. So me just saying yes to playing, like we were talking about making decisions that change everything. Me just saying yes to playing a game of Counter-Strike with you, it's changed my life in this very moment. This is why we're here now at the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And it's insane. It's really insane, isn't it? And I owe that to you, sir.
Yeah, I was like, man, they haven't talked to fucking Mike in like years.
Mm-hmm.
I always saw you on my friend list. I just never said anything. So I was like, you know what? And you're like, oh. And I was like, all right, I'm going to invite him. And they're like, who are you inviting? I was like, my friend Mike, he's really cool to watch. And you join.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, and we just played hide and seek. And then that's how it all started.
I never knew that friends could be so toxic until I joined that fucking Discord.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
It used to be terrible, but I feel like nobody really talks anymore.
Well, Jake, you know, he doesn't have a PC. I feel like he's going to get a PC right now.
Oh yeah, he's probably buying a PC right now.
I hope he does, because I miss playing with him. It was toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll play is bad. Like
The problem is about this house is like it just if you're thinking about moving, I'm just letting you know that the internet fucking sucks. I have my own line, and my internet's still kind of dog shit. I can still run Counter-Strike and stuff and Arma. And
we got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got like pretty much 4 people on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 computers.
That's why I had to get my own line. And I still tell them, if you want better internet and you want to be able to play your games, you gotta get your own line. And that's what and if you do move in here, that's the biggest thing that's gonna piss you off is the internet. I'm telling you.
I already have that problem at my house.
Your internet's better than this house, I promise.
It goes out.
Oh, it just goes out? Yeah. It's there, but it might as well not be there.
It's fucking slow.
Yeah. When we first moved in, we had no internet for about 4 months. Wow. Let me tell you, I think we were all going to kill ourselves because there was nothing to do. We didn't have TV. You can't use your mobile data out here because the mobile data doesn't even fucking work. Like you don't get reception out here. As I was talking to you on the phone when you called, it was going like Mr. Roboto. Like it was not working at all.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was. I just heard you, hey, my way, and I was just like, all right, cool. Let me know when you're here. All right, see ya. And that's all I got.
Yeah, I think he meant on his way.
I just make a guess, like, oh, yeah. All right. If he canceled, he just won't call back.
I have a baby on the way.
I have a baby on the way. Who are you impregnating lately, by the way?
Recently, all right. So this girl that was in Georgia, I think we told you we went up to Georgia. Her name was Bing Bong.
She pregnant?
No.
Oh.
I didn't wear a condom.
You didn't wear a condom?
No, it was.
You want to lift that up for me a little bit? This one right here. You want to just lift it up or bring it closer to your face, whatever, or scoot the couch up if that works. Yeah. Give me that. Rock that bed bit. No, you can get closer. Go ahead. I gotta edit sound anyways, cause
fucking there you go. So no, I knew her for like about, long story short, I knew her about for like since junior year. So I was like, it was during like the lockdown, like like the around like March or April.
Yeah.
I was on Facebook. I was just scrolling. I saw her name. I was like, dude, I haven't talked to this chick in like 5 fucking years since junior year. Cause so this is what happened. So junior year, her and me, we met in history class, and I used to talk to her all the time. We had so much in common. I was like, dude, she had a boyfriend at the time. Yeah. Boyfriend was a fucking weirdo. She always talked about she hated her boyfriend.
How was he weird?
He was just like, he was quiet, and like when he said something, it wasn't smart.
It wasn't smart.
It wasn't like anything like you'd want to listen to. It was like Teddy almost. It was like a Teddy boyfriend.
So just
So she said she always hated. She didn't like her boyfriend. I was like, why don't you just break up with him? She's like, you know what, you're right. And then they broke up, and then we started flirting a lot, like in that class, but we never hung outside of school, cause halfway through, we actually started like texting each other, and like she really liked me, and I was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I was like, well, bitch, I was like, I'm gonna kiss her, and we're gonna date. Like that's what I was thinking to myself. So Friday comes, and she's not there. I'm like, where the fuck is she? And I text her, and she's like, yeah, I'm moving to Georgia. I was like, a girl I finally have a bunch of common with. She's fucking moving.
So I know how you feel.
Love hurts.
It does. It sucks. Sucks balls.
Yeah, it does. That's why it's hard to catch feels, because when you catch them, they're gone. They're gone.
Yep.
And then you're sitting there like, fuck my life.
I think I've loved a few people in my life, and I don't really want to love again, to be honest.
No.
It gets very aggravating.
Yeah, I made the worst decision, like I said to my other story. I decided to catch up with that chick.
Yeah.
When she was in Georgia, and I hit up Danny. We're on Discord around like June.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, we should definitely make a trip to Georgia. He's like, why do you want to go to Georgia?
So
I was like, no worries. He's like, you want to go for a girl. Like, he actually like found out somehow. I was like, I was like, I told him the whole story. He's like, okay, that's actually understandable. So we'll make a trip. You, me, and Jose, we'll go. And we got an Airbnb cabin around like July. And we went. So we went, and I saw her, and she fucking like, she was like starstruck. She's like, oh my God, I haven't seen like, and then like, we're in an apartment for a second when Dana and Jose around. I kissed her, and then, you know, you know what happened from that night. We went to, she showed
the
us.
shower, yeah.
Yeah, Jose told you about that.
Yeah,
that
he did. Yeah, he did.
Well, because I wasn't gonna ever see her again, dude.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I'll fly up here eventually one day. But now it's like, I told her before I left Georgia, I was like, I just need to focus on myself and just get my shit together. But I was like, when I get my shit together, you can either come down here and stay with me or do whatever. But she has a boyfriend right now, so it's kind of like, we talk as friends, you know, but it sucks. Like, it sucks seeing her have a boyfriend, because I'm like, dude, that guy's probably just wanting to fuck you.
I recently caught up with that girl in the Bing Bang, and she is with this guy and has been with this guy for a minute now, and he's a fucking douche. He is, and it sucks because I know I could do way better.
Yeah,
not in just every aspect. Like, she's an amazing girl, still is, and I met back up with her. I think it was like 4 months ago. Saw her for the first time again. Still fucking beautiful little angel. I'm telling you, man, she's absolutely stunning. Like, in my eyes, I don't know how everybody else sees her, but I think she's amazing. And she's still a little shy girl, and I love it. And I didn't do anything though, because she's got a boyfriend.
Yeah,
I know what it's like to be in that guy's position, which is why I don't fuck with girls that have boyfriends. I can't. I don't. It's because it's just in my brain. Like, I think about like, how would it feel? You know, I already know how it felt, but like, how would I feel if I was in that guy's shoes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or in anybody's shoes, as if. So, but yeah, I didn't do anything. We went to Waffle House. I fucking hate Waffle House, but and then we sat in the car and just talked for like we always did. Just talked for fucking like 2 hours. She was gonna be late to work or whatever, and man, the one that got away.
And what really sucks about this whole end of the story, so the last thing she told me, which really made me not want to really talk to her as a friend, but I told her I'd support her in any way of what decisions in life are. She decided she wanted to be a poly. And do you know what poly is? That's where you like multiple guys.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I said, you know, that's a good thought, but no.
Not about it.
I said, I'm not, if we ever did date, I couldn't do it. And she's like, that's understandable. I was like, yeah, because I couldn't see my girl coming home. How's your day, honey? Yeah, I just got fucking railed by some guy and we had some dinner. Oh, okay. You know, like, it'd bother the fuck out of me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't consider myself possessive. I do consider myself protective because, which is probably why my relationship with my ex didn't work out, is I'm just protective, and what's mine is mine. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way I think about it. Like, not saying they're property, but it's just like, this is mine to protect.
Yeah.
This is something that I have. It's not a trophy. It's my relationship. This is my life.
Yeah.
It's an important thing. And I've always been on guard in that way. And I forgot what I was getting to. But yeah, I could never be in a relationship like that. No, fuck that, dude. I would, yeah.
I told her when she said it, I was like, you know what, that's fine, that's cool, but I'm not about that. But I was like, it doesn't even matter because I live in Florida, so in my back of my head, I was like, it's okay, you know what? But that kind of hurts. That I know that's what if she ever came back, that's what she'd want to be doing. So it kind of just ended that, and I'm like, you know, let's just be friends.
Those type of relationships don't make sense. Like the reason to be in a relationship is not to be with multiple people; it's to be with one person.
I know, that's what I mean.
That's just like
Polly's just like where she says she told me the reason why, because she just can't come home to the same person like constantly. She just get bothered her.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people are like that, but some people just don't need to be in relationships. Don't call it poly anything. Just call it sleeping around.
Yeah, that's literally what she's doing. It bothered me when she said I wanted to debate about it, but I was like, dude, you know what? It's whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's something. It's a variable you cannot control. People are gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Definitely put a tear in my eye when I left, though. I was like, fuck. Like this is a girl I liked, but it's what it is.
People change. People are different. People change right in front of your eyes. And first-hand experience in that, and there's nothing you can do about it, man.
Yeah, everyone does change.
Yep. Oh.
So I was trying to not burp in the mic.
But yeah, people change. But sometimes it's for the better of you, and maybe worse for them. You know? Like even when people go and they make shitty decisions like that, or they cheat on you, or they fucking backstab you, or anything like that. Regardless, any sort of negative decision that they make and that parts you from them is beneficial for you, I guess, in the long run. Maybe for them as well. You never know. I mean.
Who knows?
I realized on that acid trip in St. Pete, that one, you remember that one?
The art museum?
Yeah, that you remember how weird that one was for me. Fucking my mom, everybody in my family blowing up my phone. Fucking,
remember that?
Dude, that shit was crazy. Going up that bridge, felt like I was on a rocket or whatever.
I love St. Pete.
St. Pete's beautiful. It really is.
Danny lives over there now.
I know.
I give him props. So does his ex.
Yeah, I know.
He talks about his ex more than he can talk about a fucking video
Don't
game.
do it. Don't do it. Come on. Welcome. How's it going, guys?
Anyway,
you go take a shit.
No, I think.
What's up, Zach?
Honestly, I think So I feel like it's not healthy what he did and his decision. I don't think it's healthy that he moved to St. Pete. I think he should have stayed in Tampa. But he has a nice he has a nice
What? No. My glasses broke last night. Jake tackled me kind of because I squirted water up his ass.
Yeah,
and,
his lens fell. Hey.
Hi, Mia. How's it going? You want to join us on the podcast?
His place is nice though. It's just small. This is all. It's like a studio apartment.
Yeah. My titties.
Hey, do it, Mia.
Woo!
Oh my god. You got this girl flashing gang signs already?
Jesus.
She's gonna be a badass.
So what I think
Oh my god. Did it again.
probably what's your take on
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
yeah.
Dude,
No, what's your take on today's clothing lines and stuff, like how everyone's coming up with new ideas and just different names, just spreading out different names V-Lone or
European.
Just European brands.
I think they're cool.
You think so?
It's actually all by one rich ass.
It's all by Virgil Abloh.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
Virgil.
Really? It's one
If
person?
Virgil didn't make it ain't worth wearing.
Yeah. So the guy's got a shit ton of money. And he can basically just buy a bunch of expensive like leather materials and shit like that.
Yeah.
Put it into, give it a bunch of designers, and then boom, they make the shit. They sell it for a fucking top
He sells the
dollar.
design.
Call it Gucci, call it Versace, call it fucking Lo Mein, whatever the fuck he wants to call it, he's gonna call it.
I think the coolest one is
Dior. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dior is definitely one of the coolest.
Dior.
ones.
I think Bape is cool. I like the way they do Bape. Bape is like
Balenciaga's nice. I like Balenci.
Yeah. I like Louis bags. I don't like the clothes though.
Louis bags are dope. Louis clothes suck.
Yeah, I don't like the clothes.
Yeah. I always want to get some Gucci slides.
If you've
but I was like,
ever-
everyone has them.
Gucci
Felt
slides.
that you can feel
They
the difference.
came out when they came out.
Yeah.
Oh, the Gucci slides.
Because everyone, it was like rare that people got them because they're so expensive. I was like, dude, I'm gonna get a pair. I want to get a pair. I just never got it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like the. I'm more of a shoe guy now. I used to like bags and like hoodies and stuff like that.
The
like,
hoodies, the Gucci hoodies, are actually kind of dope.
The Gucci hoodies are nice, but I'm not gonna spend fucking $2,000 on a damn hoodie.
Whack, bro.
I think the only one I liked, it had like a snake and it had something else on it. It wasn't like then because
I like
all
the
the
ones
Gucci,
with the tigers.
yeah, I don't like.
tigers.
It wasn't tigers though. No, I hated a lot of this shit because they'd glitter it. And I was like, dude, that shit kind of looks sus.
Dude, you can feel the difference in quality in clothes. Like my Bape shirt does not stretch. I had pulling on my shirt when I was fucking her. Bitch did not stretch.
It didn't stretch.
Did not
really?
stretch. Nope. If I was wearing any other shirt, it would have been stretched.
Yeah.
Didn't stretch.
That's crazy.
And like, you know how you get deodorant stains on your shirts?
Yeah,
Your
they
black
doesn't
shirts,
have them on
no
the shirt?
deodorant stains.
I don't get deodorant stains on my shirts.
You probably buy the non-stainable ones.
Probably.
I buy those
I've
too
worn
now.
the same deodorant for like
See,
the past
you
like
see,
5 years.
Do I have it here? Deodorant stains on this one?
No,
This one?
no.
Usually I do sometimes.
You're crispy clean, dude. Crispy clean.
No, I think honestly, like the idea, like you see, like we have a buddy, Damone. He tried to come up with his own. Zach knows.
He does.
Yeah, he has his own clothing brand.
I want my own clothing brand.
He like Zach tried doing it too. And honestly, anyone can do it. You just gotta have. I think you just have to have the right people.
You gotta have a following.
Yeah, you have to have the right people behind you.
Dude, I want to spit something right now.
You want to spit something?
Yeah.
Freestyle.
You do?
Breakfast.
I'm just feeling like
breakfast-
Pop Smoke right now. I don't know why.
All right, you want to put on a tight beat? Tight beat?
No, I need to warm up.
I'll give you a tight beat.
I don't want a tight beat.
I'll give you a Pop Smoke tight beat.
No.
Or you just want to spit.
I need
Just
a
blank.
Yeah, I just want to sit there and make noises. Dude, when I was at dinner, I just felt like fucking yelling for some reason. I was drinking. Dude, they had the best key lime pina colada I've ever had.
Key lime
It
pina
was
colada?
so fucking good. They had coconut crisp
What's
around
up?
it.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was that?
Let me hear it.
She like the way on that. Yeah, the way did I move?
What do you think?
What's that noise?
Zach, what do you
think we should have this podcast?
in the middle of the
Yeah, I
night?
think so. It's getting a
What?
little toxic.
What do you do in the middle of the night?
Sleep.
All right, guys, that's the 38 special. It was good
You like
talking
the
to you
way that I
guys.
move?
Hey, shut
like
the
the way
fuck
that I
up. I'm
dance?
trying to do a fucking outro!